Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today shocking CCTV footage exposes what really happened in Oates' accident. Fans are in shock. 4 weeks, whispers, speculation, and online debates swirled around the mysterious accident that left Oates a rising figure adored by thousands, hospitalized and surrounded by unanswered questions. Was it a tragic misstep, a cruel twist of fate, or something more sinister lurking in the shadows? Last night, everything changed. Leaked CCTV footage, released anonymously on social media and spreading like wildfire across every platform imaginable, has torn the internet apart. The grainy but unmistakably authentic video doesn't just show the accident, it rewrites everything fans thought they knew. The clip, just under 3 minutes long, has left fans in shock, journalists scrambling, and conspiracy theories multiplying by the hour. It's like watching a movie, one fan tweeted. Only this time, the stakes are real, and it's Oates' life on the line. The footage that changed everything. The footage begins innocuously, a quiet street, dimly lit by flickering lamps. The timestamp reads the night of Oates' accident, a date etched into fans' memories. At first glance, nothing seems unusual. A few cars pass by. A motorbike lingers at the corner. Then, suddenly, the frame captures Oates' vehicle approaching from the left side of the screen. What happens next has sparked a firestorm. At the exact moment Oates' car enters the center of the frame, another figure emerges, a shadowy presence moving unnaturally fast across the road. Oates' vehicle swerves. Tires screech. And then, in a split second, the car collides with the edge of the pavement and flips violently out of frame. The crash is loud even through the poor microphone of the CCTV. But it's not just the accident itself that has people talking, it's the details. The shadow. The strange timing. The fact that the other figure seems to vanish just before the impact. Was this a coincidence, an unlucky crossing, or deliberate interference? Someone staged this, one viral TikTok declares, garnering 4.5 million views in under 12 hours. This wasn't random. It was planned. Fans in shock, theories explode. In the hours after the footage surfaced, fans across the world flooded timelines with their disbelief. Hashtags like #JusticeForOates, #OatesAccidentTruth, and #CCTVRevealsAll climbed into global trending charts. Some begged for official statements. Others dissected the footage frame by frame, slowing it down, enhancing it, circling suspicious blurs with red markers. "It looks like someone was waiting for him," wrote one Twitter user, attaching screenshots comparing the mysterious figure's outline to a possible helmeted biker. This isn't just an accident, it's a setup. Others argued for supernatural explanations. That shadow wasn't human, one Reddit thread insists, gaining hundreds of comments. "Look at the way it moves. Too fast. Too strange. Something doesn't add up." But perhaps the most haunting reaction came from fans who had been near the site of the accident that night. A handful claim they heard an argument moments before the crash, voices raised in the distance, silenced abruptly by the sound of metal twisting and glass shattering. Media frenzy and official silence. Mainstream media outlets have been cautious, reporting the footage but refusing to confirm its authenticity. News anchors describe it as disturbing but inconclusive, while legal experts debate whether it even qualifies as admissible evidence. Yet behind the polished restraint of television studios, reporters are scrambling. The story has everything: mystery, tragedy, celebrity, and a growing online storm too big to ignore. Still, the silence from Oates' camp has been deafening. Neither his management team nor his family have issued new statements since the footage surfaced. For fans desperate for clarity, the lack of answers feels like fuel on an already raging fire. The road ahead. One thing is certain, this footage has changed the narrative forever. What was once described as a tragic accident now feels like the opening chapter of a much darker story. Questions loom large. Who leaked the footage? Why now? And most importantly, what really happened on that street the night Oates' life was nearly taken? The internet won't stop until it finds answers. And this, it seems, is only the beginning. The night that won't be forgotten. Shocking CCTV footage exposes what really happened in Oates' accident. Fans are in shock. The world has seen the footage. But to truly understand why the internet is in flames, we need to return to that night, the night that would forever split Oates' story into two halves, before the crash and after the crash. Hours before impact. On the evening of the accident, Oates' schedule was no different from any rising star balancing fame with exhaustion. He had been spotted earlier at a cafe downtown, laughing with two close friends, taking selfies with fans who recognized him. Witnesses described him as glowing, happy, and full of energy. "I remember thinking how normal he looked," said an eyewitness in a local news interview. "Like just another young guy enjoying the evening." None of us could have guessed that just hours later, everything would change. From the cafe, Oates reportedly drove toward his apartment. His phone's location data, later leaked online, showed a pause near a familiar convenience store he often visited. Fans, digging through old live streams, even found moments where Oates joked about grabbing late-night snacks there. The timestamp places him on that same road just minutes before the crash captured by the CCTV. The street where it happened. That road, now infamous among fans, is not just any street. Local residents describe it as eerily quiet, especially after dark. It stretches between residential blocks and an abandoned warehouse lot, poorly lit except for a few flickering lamps. One neighbor told a reporter, "It's the kind of street you avoid if you can. Too many accidents have happened there. Cars skid. Motorbikes collide. It's cursed, people say." And now, with the release of the footage, this street has taken on a myth-like aura. Fans have already begun calling it Oates Road. Some make pilgrimages there, filming TikToks in front of the exact CCTV pole. Others leave flowers and handwritten letters near the crash site, turning the anonymous road into a shrine of unanswered grief. The shadow in the footage. The biggest point of debate remains the shadowy figure caught in the frame. Frame-by-frame analyses flood YouTube, each claiming to reveal the truth. Some videos argue the figure was a pedestrian crossing recklessly, blurred by the low-resolution camera. Others insist it was a biker waiting deliberately, ready to interfere with Oates' car. The most chilling theories? That the figure disappears unnaturally, too quickly for any human to move. One enhanced video circulating on Reddit shows the figure pausing just long enough for Oates' car to react. "It looks staged," the poster wrote. "Like someone wanted him to crash. The timing is too perfect." Fans react, a community torn apart. For Oates' fanbase, the leaked footage isn't just shocking, it's dividing. Some refuse to believe the crash was anything but an accident, begging others not to spiral into conspiracy theories. "Oates wouldn't want us to spread wild ideas," one fan page wrote. But others can't ignore what they see. "Look at the footage with your own eyes," another argued on TikTok Live. This isn't just a tragedy, it's suspicious. Discord servers dedicated to Oates have split into factions. The realists, who say the footage proves nothing beyond bad luck. The detectives, who analyze every pixel for hidden clues. The truthers, who are convinced Oates was targeted, and that the truth is being deliberately hidden. The debates rage 24/7. Screenshots, theories, and emotional breakdowns spill across Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and even international fan forums. The media circus. Mainstream outlets have finally caught up. Talk shows dedicate entire segments to the footage, inviting body language experts, crash investigators, and former law enforcement officers to weigh in. One viral news panel featured a retired traffic officer who froze the footage on the figure's outline. "This isn't how people normally move," he said, circling the shadow. "The body mechanics don't make sense. If you ask me, it's staged or edited." Another analyst disagreed. "The footage is grainy. It could be compression artifacts. But I will say this, the timing of the figure and the crash is suspicious. If Oates swerved to avoid a pedestrian, why hasn't anyone stepped forward to identify themselves? And that's the key question haunting everyone. If it was a random person, where are they now? Why haven't they spoken up? The silence of the inner circle. Perhaps the loudest silence of all comes from those closest to Oates. His family has refused new interviews. His management has issued nothing beyond the initial "we ask for privacy" statement. Even Oates' friends, normally active online, have gone dark. Fans are beginning to interpret the silence as intentional. They're hiding something, one viral tweet insists, gathering 50,000 likes. If this was really just an accident, why aren't they saying anything? Why aren't they clearing it up? Others argue the silence is grief. That those closest to Oat are simply overwhelmed, unable to deal with the whirlwind of speculation. But as days pass, silence is becoming harder to defend. A mystery that's only growing. What began as a tragic car crash is now a cultural phenomenon. Hashtags dominate global trends. Reaction videos rack up millions of views. Fan-made documentaries are already in the works. The leaked footage didn't just change how people see Oat's accident, it transformed it into an unsolved mystery. And mysteries demand answers. The internet will not let this go. Who leaked the footage? The mystery behind the shadow. Shocking CCTV footage exposes what really happened in Oat's accident. Fans are in shock. If the accident itself was a tragedy, the footage has turned it into a storm. But behind the viral clip lies a question just as important as what it shows. Who wanted the world to see it, and why? The anonymous upload. The CCTV video first appeared not on mainstream media, but on a small, anonymous Twitter account with only 27 followers. The account, created just days before the leak, had no profile picture, no biography, and no prior tweets. The clip was posted at 2:13 a.m., accompanied by a chilling caption. "The truth they don't want you to see." Within hours, the video was reposted across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. By sunrise, the original account had vanished, deleted without explanation. But the damage was done. The footage was everywhere. This wasn't random, a cybersecurity analyst told an online news outlet. Somebody wanted this footage released. Somebody planned it carefully, dropped it like a bomb, and then disappeared. Forensics of the crash. Crash experts, both official and self-proclaimed, have dissected every millisecond of the footage. 1. The swerving angle. Engineers argue that Oat's car didn't just lose control, it swerved sharply, as if reacting to something. That something aligns with the figure in the footage. 2. The speed factor. According to the timestamp, Oat wasn't speeding. His pace was steady until the moment of impact. He didn't cause this, one analyst declared on a late-night panel show. He was reacting. 3. The vanishing shadow. The most debated detail, the figure's sudden disappearance. Skeptics say the poor resolution makes it look stranger than it is. Believers insist no human could vanish that fast. "I've investigated hundreds of crashes," said one retired officer. "This one doesn't add up. If someone was there, they should have been hit or at least visible afterward. Instead, nothing." Eyewitness accounts revisited. The night of the crash, witnesses gave brief statements, a loud screech, a crash, then silence. But in light of the footage, some are coming forward with new details. A shopkeeper nearby claims he saw a dark figure crossing the road moments before the crash. A resident insists he heard an argument, two voices raised in anger, before the sound of the collision. Another local says he saw a motorbike parked strangely close to the CCTV pole, only to disappear immediately after the accident. Were these just coincidences, or fragments of a bigger story? Theories that won't die. Fans have spun countless theories, but three dominate the online conversation. 1. The pedestrian theory. The figure was simply a passerby. Oat swerved to avoid them, and tragedy struck. But critics of this theory ask, if that's true, why hasn't the pedestrian identified themselves? 2. The sabotage theory. A darker possibility, someone wanted Oat harmed. The figure deliberately appeared to force the crash. Supporters of this theory point to the timing, the vanishing act, and the silence from Oat's inner circle. 3. The supernatural theory. The most controversial but also the most viral theory. Some believe the shadow was not human at all. "Look at the way it moves," one Reddit post insists. "Too fast. Too fluid. Too unreal." While mainstream media dismisses the supernatural angle, online communities embrace it, creating entire threads dedicated to Oat's phantom. Fan investigators, a digital army. With no answers from officials, fans have taken the investigation into their own hands. Digital detectives scour satellite maps of the area, analyze old photos of the street, and even attempt to trace the CCTV system itself. One group claims to have identified the brand of the camera, linking it to a private security company. Another insists the footage was tampered with before release, citing inconsistencies in the timestamp glow. Discord servers now function like detective agencies, with fans assigning roles, video analyzers, theory builders, witness trackers. Some even plan to visit the crash site themselves, live streaming their search for overlooked clues. The shadow behind the leak. The biggest question remains: who leaked the footage? Some point fingers at insiders, someone close to Oat, or even part of his management, trying to expose hidden truths. Others suspect whistleblowers in law enforcement, frustrated by a cover-up. A darker theory suggests the leaker wanted chaos. That by dropping the footage, they ensured the world would never stop talking about Oat's accident. For now, the leaker's identity is as mysterious as the shadow in the footage. But one thing is clear: their actions have changed everything. The storm grows. Every day, the story expands. New theories surface. Old details resurface in a new light. Fans refuse to let go, fueling a storm that only grows louder. And somewhere, in the middle of this storm, lies Oat, silent, recovering, and carrying the truth that nobody else yet knows. The question remains: when Oat finally speaks, will his story confirm what the world suspects or destroy it entirely? Silence in the hospital room. Shocking CCTV footage exposes what really happened in Oat's accident. Fans are in shock. The footage is out. The theories are multiplying. But the one voice missing from all of this, the one voice the world needs most, is Oat's. And that silence is deafening. The hospital that became a fortress. Since the night of the accident, Oat has been confined to a private wing of a city hospital. What should have been a place of healing has transformed into a fortress. Security guards patrol the entrances day and night. Curtains are drawn tight, keeping paparazzi lenses from capturing even a shadow of his silhouette. Visitors are restricted, only family and a handful of staff are allowed in. Local reporters describe the hospital as eerily quiet around Oat's floor. Journalists camp outside, hoping for scraps of information, while fans stand vigil at the gates, holding posters, candles, and handwritten notes. Yet, despite the chaos beyond the walls, no official updates have been released in weeks. The silence of recovery or something else? Why hasn't Oat spoken? His management's initial statement described his condition as serious but stable. Since then, nothing. No pictures. No hospital selfies. Not even a reassuring tweet typed by a publicist. Fans are torn. Some believe Oat is still too weak to communicate, clinging to the hope that silence means rest and healing. Others whisper darker theories that he remembers something dangerous, and has been told not to speak. One viral post sums it up. If Oat could talk, he would. He loves us too much to stay quiet. So why is he silent? Who's stopping him? The insider leaks. Fueling the fire are alleged insider leaks. Screenshots of private messages, supposedly from hospital staff, circulate on Telegram channels and Reddit threads. One claims Oat briefly regained consciousness and tried to ask for someone by name before being sedated again. Another insists he is awake but under pressure not to give a statement. Are these real? Or just fan fiction disguised as truth? No one knows. But in the vacuum of silence, speculation thrives. Theories of sabotage. Who would want Oat gone? If the crash was more than an accident, as the footage suggests, the next question is inevitable. Who benefits? 1. Industry rivalries. In the cutthroat entertainment industry, Oat's rise was fast and undeniable. His fanbase was growing. His endorsements were stacking up. Could competitors have seen him as a threat? 2. Personal feuds. Some fans dig into Oat's past livestreams, looking for hints of personal drama. Did he have conflicts, grudges, or enemies hidden behind the spotlight? 3. Something bigger. The boldest theories suggest Oat stumbled onto something he wasn't supposed to see or know. That the crash wasn't about rivalry, but silencing. Fans spiral into obsession. Oat's silence has created not just concern but obsession. Fan detectives scour every photo of the hospital exterior, hunting for clues in reflections, shadows, and passing silhouettes. Hashtags trend daily, like #SpeakOatSpeak and #LetOatTalk. Some fans even camp outside the hospital, live streaming the empty gates for hours, waiting for the smallest sign of movement. "I just want to know he's okay," says one teary fan in a viral clip. "But the longer we wait, the more I think, maybe he's not allowed to be okay." The media frenzy escalates. Television panels dissect Oates' silence almost as much as the footage itself. One anchor asked the chilling question out loud. "If he's alive and stable, why has nobody heard from him?" Silence is an answer too. Paparazzi, unable to penetrate the hospital walls, follow his family members instead. Every time his mother leaves the building, photos explode online, with captions like "She looks worried, what aren't they telling us?" Even international outlets pick up the story, dubbing it the silence of Oat. A storm that can't be contained. What began as tragedy is now conspiracy. What began as silence is now suspicion. Every day that passes without Oat's voice, the story grows darker. Somewhere inside that hospital room, Oat knows the truth, whether about the figure in the footage, the night of the crash, or the reason for his silence. The world is waiting. And the silence is only making the truth louder.